Get up, you son of a bitch! Cause Punch Drunk loves ya.
Yes, sir. We're back. We back.
Bye-bye to my old self. Wake up to the new me. Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's go. Smash that like button. Let's go, baby. The beginning of the week. Let's go. Smash that like button. Let's go. Let's go. The monster. Benavidez. Let's go now. Oh yeah, the changing of the guard. Págame la música, yankating. You already know this is Punch Drunk Boxing, a.k.a. Mr. Woo! Shot himself, a.k.a. El Adobo, a.k.a. El Sazón, a.k.a. El Borracho, a.k.a. Café Bustelo, a.k.a. El Pastor de Boxeo. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this side of heaven. God bless you all. Y'all already know God first, everything second, fight plus survive, equals you champions. The best investment you can make in your life is have God in your heart. We're brothers and sisters, sons and daughters of the Most High. Let's go. Boxing talk. Let's go, baby. Sis in the building. What's good, man? Shout out to one of the members. If you haven't become a member of Punch Drunk Boxing, you already know where to go, man. It's right there. It's not too far away. Smash that. Low Nose Boxing in the building. One of the members. Low Nose Boxing says if David beats Bivol Beterbiev, Canelo Usyk, he's fighter of this decade. Okay, we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about the monster. Cora in the building. God bless. Love y'all with the love of Christ Jesus. Nothing is impossible. Baby, he's safe. The real wealth. Que looking now con los pesos de plátano maduro. Let's go. Oh man. See, I like to go also live when there's things to talk about. I'm not one of those boxing content creators that just want to be, I'm gonna go live and just talk about just anything just because you just talk about anything. No. I ain't a hustler like these other content creators that, you know what I'm saying, they ain't really nothing to talk about. But when it's something to talk about, oh yeah, we gotta cut this live. But we gotta be more consistent. I get it, but I want to be consistent. But boxing gotta be consistent with us. You feel me? Boxing gotta be consistent with us. You know what happened this past weekend, Cinco de Mayo. Shout out to my Cinco de Mayo people. Cinco de Mayo. ¿Qué está bebiendo la gente? What you drinking today? Huh? Tequila, rum, brown wine, red wine, white wine. Shit. Some of the people who drinking toilet water today. Taking shots of toilet water, huh? But congratulations to the new Mexican king, formerly known as David Benavidez La Bandera Roja. Then became David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. Now, he's the king. Yeah, he's the king. Yep. There's going to be people out there that can be like, who are you, Punch Drunk Boxing? But you're not Mexican. You can't tell us who's going to be the king. You can't tell us who the crown. You can't tell us. I know my fellow Mexicano understand what I'm talking about. The only people that is now vouching for Canelo Alvarez. And look, I'm still a fan of Canelo Alvarez. But I keep it unbiased, logically and objectively. When I need to talk the talk, when I need to give praise and constructive criticism, I got to do it. I'm still a fan of Canelo Alvarez. I'm still a fan of the former 4-division world champion, super middleweight undisputed, former King Nello, a.k.a. Cartelo, a.k.a. Cash Nello, a.k.a. Payday, a.k.a. Get that. fuck out of here, man. But now it's my turn to tell Canelo Alvarez, get the hell out of here. The way that he's been moving as of late. We have enabled Canelo Alvarez for too long because we gave him the benefit of the doubt because he earned the benefit of the doubt. But guess what? David Benavidez earned the right for opportunity to step inside the ring with Canelo Alvarez. He earned the right for the passing of the torch. He earned the fight in 168-pound division. He earned the fight in 175-pound division. That's the difference. That's the difference. And it gotten so bad for Canelo Alvarez, and it's gotten so good for David Benavidez that David Benavidez didn't even have to put a hand on Canelo Alvarez to be crowned the king of Mexico. Because the world saw, whether you a fan of Canelo Alvarez, hater of Canelo Alvarez, fan of boxing, fan of non-boxing, the casual saw it. David Benavidez, boom, Canelo Alvarez. Scared of Canelo Alvarez. Scared him to the point. Go out there to Saudi Arabia. Before we was making fun of Buck Crawford, we was saying, turkey had a shake? My chocolate thunder. But Canelo Alvarez went from King Nello to the puppet of Turkey I'll shake. Amigo, Cinco de Mayo, con queso. La música de queso. ¿Dónde está la música de queso, DJ?
He's got his own money. I tell you, he's got his own money. I mean, the boy has got his own money.
Que Dios te bendiga, queso. What do we want? What do we need? Queso. 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 DJ Camaro, Alex Sensation, DJ Kali. I love fucking music. Págame la música. What's good, my brother? Coda in the building, Jim in the building. What's good, man? El caso me dice, the kind belt to ass, man, epic. Reynoso was on that Morel fight to see if Nelo had a chance, and he left the fight, had a dinner with Nelo, and said, Nahin, my boy Nahin, no, don't do it, please. Canelo, I love you very much. You're my best friend, but you cannot do it with the monster. You cannot do it with the monster. Queso, queso, queso. What do we want? Queso. What do we need? The humanitarian of the YTBC. By 1/4 tank gas. Hey yo, the other day when I went live, hey yo, queso. I was like, I'll put $35 on there. I can't do it. And I put $35. I went one trip to the city, came one trip back, and I got to put gas again. Con la gasolina de 93. Me está matando Shell. Shell, me está matando Shell. Good looking now. La música otra vez, la música de queso. Corredor a comprar gasolina y no se lleva. No futa, no futa. DJ Cabello, let's go. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, brother. Págame la música. It's tough out there, bro. I feel like, yo, like I was saying the other day, I feel like, yo, with the gas station, with the gasoline now, man, I'm getting robbed every other day. Like I plan to get robbed. I'm going to the gasoline station. Yo, my man robbed me right now, and I'm coming back tomorrow. So you could rob me again. The thief don't even have to come to my house. Huh? Shell is a thief. Shell. What's the other one's name? I thought that 7-Eleven. I was going to the 7-Eleven because it was the cheap. They just built the 7-Eleven and the gasoline station, so it was a little bit cheaper than the Exxon and the Shell. Pero na 7-Eleven está como Shell y Exxon. Me está robando. Everybody robbing me. And now I have to go to the robber. Can you think about you getting robbed every day and you actually going to the robber and say, "Yeah, just rob me right now"? Hurry up. Every time when I put the holster in the car, it feels like that holster is in my ass. That's how I feel. That holster is effing the crap out of the car. Por me, eh? I feel it. Yo, that's how I feel. I feel like I'm getting violated, bruh. He says expensive out here. Regular drive to Jersey and yo, you remember? Hey, yo, low nose boxing. You remember when going to Jersey? Hey, yo, you go just across the bridge, get yourself the cheap gas in Jersey, and come right back. Cause good Jersey right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm from all of Washington Heights, so boom, George Washington Bridge, boom, boom, get my little thing on Route 4, come right back, easy. But now the toll to the George Washington Bridge is almost 30. It's almost what? $20, bruh. I ain't lying. The toll, the George Washington Bridge, almost $20. One way, my friend. One way. One way. So now that ain't even, you can't even get it in Jersey no more. Jersey is just as expensive in New York. I haven't been in a gas station in Midtown, but I know if it's $4.53, $54, imagine in Midtown got to be like 70 something. We're going to be talking about that. You know we're going to be talking about that. Who you want to see next for Benny? Ja, Bivol, Beterbiev, Caballel, Usyk at cruiserweight, meet in the middle. Absolutely, there will be no Nello, and it shouldn't be. You know who I want? What did I say, ladies and gentlemen? If David Benavidez goes to the cruiserweight division and stops Zurdo Ramirez, I want him to go to the heavyweight division. Yeah, I said it. I want David Benavidez, the former La Bandera Roja, the Mexican monster. The world was screaming, Monstro, Monstro, Monstro. David Benavidez versus Alexandre Usyk. Usyk. What do we want? Usyk. What do we need? Usyk, the monster. Usyk, heavyweight division. Let's go. I always say what I say. By the age of 27 to 32 is what I feel a boxer's prime. I always say it. When your intellect and physical ability is coexisting at the highest level. When you're young, it's the physical. When you get older, the mental comes into play. David Benavidez is the monster right now. I love it. And look, I have my new pound for pound list. And if somebody has David Benavidez as number one, I don't give a damn. Put him at number one. Put him in number one. I don't have him number one, but I'm okay if you put him in number one, because I always say that the wrong thing in the sport of boxing today is that nobody truly is captivating the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans and the sports fan around. David Benavidez is something that I just don't want. Is that we need David Benavidez. Boxing needs David Benavidez desperately. And ladies and gentlemen, look, some people gonna be like, yo, Punch, you crazy. Oh, I'm not in position to say this because I'm not Mexican. I'm a boxing fan. There's a lot of great Mexican in the history of the sport of boxing, but I ain't never seen nothing like a David Benavidez and the way that I saw him yesterday and the combinations. I love Julio Cesar Chavez. I love Canelo Alvarez. I love Marquez, Barrera, Salvador Sanchez, but a Mexican people ain't never seen nothing like a David Benavidez. He's an enigma. We ain't never seen nothing like this, and especially come from New York. I never seen a 6 foot Mexican, let alone a 6'3" Mexican. I'ma go a step further, baby. I'm gonna go a step further. Punch, we have to work on the slogan chant. Mo shit was super. Yeah, it was. I didn't like it. It was monstro. No. But you know what it is? You know why I think he did it? And you know, I'm gonna say like this. I never say, yo, I like Canelo. But when it comes to David Benavidez, Canelo Alvarez have become a straight up bitch. Yo, he has become a vajayjay juice because he walked out before David Benavidez stepped inside the ring with Zurdo Ramirez. He's a coward, bro. You know why? Guess so? Because he didn't want to hear Monstro. And the whole crowd, when he called out, see, he knew that David Benavidez in the post-fight interview was going to call him out. And if Canelo Alvarez would have been like this, see, when Canelo Alvarez fought and he won, right? Versus who was it? Berlanga, right? versus Berlanga. What was David Benavidez? And Canelo Alvarez is looking at David Benavidez. You want this. But now when it was David Benavidez's turn, you turned about face before he was going to call you out. You a coward, Canelo Alvarez. I can't believe I spent all this time. I can't believe I spent all this time vouching for this guy, bro. Ese tigre un palomo. Coward, bro. He's a coward, bro. I can't believe. Hey, yo, my man. This man, he wears jeans. Canelo Alvarez, he wears his little jeans, cowboy jeans. But when David Benavidez is in front of him, you can see the panties through them jeans, bruh. Don't walk out. Don't walk out on a matter of fact, you know why? Because at the end of the day, that's Cinco de Mayo. Stay there. Stay there. Look, the fighters in the ring anyway is still Mexican. Well, you don't like Suda Ramirez. You don't want to support David Benavidez. You don't want to support the event. You's a coward. You didn't want you and your wife to see because you got nightmares of David Benavidez at night. And your wife shakes you up next to you, Canelo Alvarez, Mrs. Gomez. My last name. yeah, Mrs. Gomez. She didn't even want your last name. Alvarez, she wants my last name. She kept the Gomez name. Go check it out. Google it. She changed the last name. No, porque tú sabes, Canelo, yo no sé si yo me quiero quedar contigo forever porque me quedo quedar con mi nombre es Gomez. No disrespect to the ladies in the family, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Canelo is afraid, bro. Yo, you know how many years it took me to say that? You know how many years it took me to say that? I went from, and I apologize. I went from, you cannot shame Canelo Alvarez to David Benavidez before the Caleb Plant fight, which to this day, I believe that is fair. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, it wasn't Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez pound for pound versus pound for pound. Right? Icon versus icon. No, I gave Canelo Alvarez the benefit of the doubt when he said, you don't fight nobody. Who you fought the real? Come on. You disrespecting me right now. He only fought the real. Okay, I understand. I enable that. But I wasn't happy with the trilogy versus Triple G. I wasn't happy with when he said he doesn't want to fight Mexicans, but yet decided to fight Jaime Munguia. We wasn't all happy like that with the Edgar Berlanga choice. We wasn't happy with the John Ryder choice, but because Canelo Alvarez and he's a full division world champion, super middle undisputed, we gave him the benefit of the doubt. We gave him the benefit of the doubt after the benefit of the doubt. But guess what? While we was giving Canelo Alvarez the benefit of the doubt, who was working? David Benavidez was working. He fought Caleb Plant. He fought Demetrius Andre, my guy. He fought Alexandre. He fought David Morrell, the other boogeyman in the 168-pound division, and you still. So right there at that position, I said, it's time. It's time, Canelo. That's it. It's time. He is pound for pound quality. He is trying to accomplish. He is. And then you go, and when I said that Canelo Alvarez, let me tell you like this, the fear that Canelo Alvarez have of David Benavidez have made Canelo Alvarez turn about face to the boxing fans and his fan base. Yeah, I said it. He can't be the king. He left Pride Rock. He can't be the king. You remember the movie Coming to America? When Eddie Murphy, Prince Hakeem, was in the train station and he was talking to Lisa and he said, I no longer the Princess Amunda. I denounce my throne. I denounce my throne. That was Canelo Alvarez. When he said, remember in the interview, who is William Scott? I don't even know him. The IBF, they disrespect him. I don't want to fight him. Right? Tell me if I'm right or wrong. He said, William Scott, even Marquez said, I agree with Canelo Alvarez dropping the belt because I don't even know who he is. He was saying in Spanish. And then Canelo Alvarez. And in interviews before, I would never fight Terence Bud Crawford. I would not get credit. He said, welterweight, I would never get credit. I didn't get credit for Jamel Charlo. I'm not going to get credit for Bud Crawford. Turkey Ashe disrespected you in that tweet. He called you afraid and coward, basically, that you afraid of David Benavidez and Terrence Bud Crawford. And Canelo Alvarez is the type. Oh no, I'm not gonna give David Benavidez a shot. He disrespects me because you don't like people to disrespect you. That's why you never give a shot to David Benavidez. You never give a shot to Demise Andre because you don't like people to disrespect you. But Turkey Ashe called you out, called your bluff. He humiliated you. He embarrassed you. But then he went to you and started flinging the bills like if you was a stripper. Y la tanguita roja se ceñó. La tanguita de Canelo came through fruition. And what you did, you not only abandoned what the boxing people want, you abandoned your own date. You went to Saudi Arabia in Cinco de Mayo, abandon your people to fight William Score. Oh my God. And let me tell you the truth. Hey, yo, let's be real, let's be honest. Let's call it for what it is. Let's call it for what it is. Because we didn't give a damn about William Score. And we were just, man, let's get over with this fight. Because in our minds, we just want the David Benavidez fight. We just want something else. He went to bed versus William Score. He went to bed. He looked horrible, bro. He looked horrible. You know what I'm saying? He looked horrible. And then after that, so you did something that you didn't even want to do. And this is what I'm saying. He went from the king to a peasant. Canelo Alvarez, look at your boy, Punch on Boxing. Hey, yo, you met me before. You acknowledged me before, and your team have acknowledged me before. And I remember what y'all told me during the fight week. When y'all seen me in the Jamel Charlo and Canelo Alvarez leading up to the fight, right? And they say, Punch. I like you. You funny. And the thing that I like about you, and his team was saying it, his friends were saying it, right? In the lobby, I said, you keep it fair. You're not like these other guys that talk about his kids and all of you don't make it personal. I said, you are fair. Not everything is right, but you are fair. And let me tell you like this, ladies and gentlemen, 100%. I'm not going to say 95. I'm not going to say 90. 100% of those that I see in an arena, or they have, yo, Punch, yo, you crazy, blah, blah. Yo, but one thing I like, but you fair, though, yo. You fair, though. You know what I'm saying? You call it how you see it. You call it how you see it. You know what I'm saying? That's why one day that his team came at me and said, yo, hey, yo, Punch, tú has visto Ego o Southpaw? Ellos están aquí. Because they said that they said it right there. They said it to me. They said it to me. And I said this story for how many times in Tao Restaurant, in 16th Street, Tao Restaurant. Huh? They said, yo, Punch, is Ego here or ese Southpaw? Están aquí. I'm like, I don't know. I never seen them in a media setting. I don't know. I said, no, because people need to be taught a lesson. And let me tell you like this. Canelo Alvarez, he rose deep, bro. The people around Canelo, yo, there was like 8 Suburbans outside, and them dudes ain't look regular. Them dudes was in the security, like with the all no. Eso think they look like the cartel, bro. That's what we call them, cartelo. But even there, they was giving me props. That's why if y'all saw when I was interviewing, for the people that don't know, when y'all saw that I had a couple of several questions to Canelo Alvarez leading up to the Triple G trilogy, right? And they said, Canelo, Punch, did you get the chance? Do you get the chance to talk to Canelo Alvarez? We didn't see you get it. I said, no, there was too many people. Okay, come over here. We're gonna go to upstairs. And Canelo Alvarez is gonna go upstairs and they picked me, 4 other people to the green room upstairs in Tao Restaurant. And even his media people, the Canelo team, were like, yo, you funny. And that's when we went upstairs. Canelo came again, and that's why. But the only problem is that I didn't like is that they told me just don't ask him no question about David Benavidez and Demetrius Andre, porque ellos me conocen a mí, right? Because they seen the channel, and they call me by my name, and they say come. They said like this. I'm not lying. Word of everything. They said don't keep it with the Triple G. Keep it with Triple G and the fight. Don't ask him about David Benavidez and Demetrius Andre. I don't even swear I don't sort of but yo, I said this story time and time again. So right there, That was my questions. My questions going into that restaurant was about the buildup of a David Benavidez and the Mitchells and Andre, my guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's why you heard me ask him a question about, if you let his daughter box, if you done everything, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Como me quitó el ánimo to ask him the question because I wanted the question that people wanted to hear. But I didn't want to disrespect them giving me an opportunity to have a sit down with Canelo Alvarez. So for me to ask him, that was my first time that really meeting Canelo Alvarez, shook Canelo Alvarez's hands and stuff like that. Cool guy. But when it comes to David Benavidez, if your own team don't ask about David Benavidez. They didn't say don't ask about Jaime Munguia, don't ask about legends, don't ask about this. They asked me, do not ask anything about David Benavidez. It's telling me right there. From that day, I'm like, yo, he has nightmares of David Benavidez. He does. And I used to say that Canelo Alvarez didn't want to give David Benavidez an opportunity. He said brutality. So I'm on TV. Dev got to be on the swivel. I'm not going to lie. I fucks with Bam. Oh, yeah. Bam Rodriguez, Conor Ben, David Benavidez, Keyshawn, David Shakur, Tank, Hart, Buddy, funniest guys to watch BT. But you know why? Queso? You like entertainment. And that's what my pound for pound list is all about nowadays. The primary is about performances. I get it. I'm all about accomplishment. I always say that legacy reigns supreme. Yet at the end of the day, we also understand that belts don't matter as much as it did before. We understand now that anybody could be a belt holder. Not everybody could be a true champion, but anybody could be a belt holder. So now my pound for pound list is primarily is about performances at the highest level. I don't care if look. And we've been boxing fans enough. I've been a boxing fan my whole life. We're spoiled by performances throughout the years, even classic when I wasn't even born. But we're spoiled with what we've seen. If you are a boxer and you're showing levels above your opponent, and you don't show me the effort to get your opponent out of there, and you're just lollygagging, because I'm not lollygagging with my time. I'm not lollygagging, putting my family in the back burner on a Saturday so you can lollygag and waste my time. I want entertainment. At the end of the day, whether we like it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, in the end of the day, I pay and we watch to see another human strip the life and the health of another human. That's why when somebody get knocked out cold, we cheer. Woo! For that moment. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. David Benavidez is giving everything what the boxing world wants to see, what sports fan outside of the sport wants to see. He is it. He is the savior. His style is going to save the sport of boxing, not the business of boxing, the sport of boxing. When we talk about, I'm tired of listening people that you know what I'm saying, pot shotting on the outside and being highly defensive. You could be defensive, protect yourself at all time. But winning on just being defense and playing it safe is not the sweet signs to me. Well, we seen David Benavidez on Saturday slip some punches, switch from orthodox to southpaw, combinations after combinations, the hurt game. That is the sweet signs to me. That is the sweet science. Boxing was always meant to be, the sweet signs was always meant to be exciting. If the sweet sign is not exciting, then boxing would have never been the number one sport in America for over 80 years. That's the sweet signs. I always say that somebody got to set the tone, and right now, David Benavidez has set the tone. Yo, David Benavidez, excitement, make what we thought was excitement not exciting. David Benavidez, Bam Rodriguez, now Yaino Uwe, Alessandro Usyk, Moises Utoma. Who else? Even, what Bud Crawford told Ben Whitaker, stop playing with your food. He been knocking people out in the first round. Let's go. Abdullah Mason. I'm going to support those that is showing me support as the consumer. They're not cheating me out. Their effort is out there to take their opponents. Virgil Ortiz, Boots Ennis. Yes. The reason why people get mad, and I understand it, folks. When people be like, oh, but Tank this and Tank that. I miss Tank. Yes, I miss Gervonta Tank Davis, because in the end of the day, he might not give me the names that we want him to fight at the time that we want him to fight, but he's box office. And for the most part, he goes for the gusto. For the most part, shout out to Ryan Garcia. You could see he goes for the knockout. Shout out to Shushu, even though that I think that Naoya Inoue will put Shushu under his shoe. Shout out to Shushu. Brooklyn, shout out to Coach Kimura. But I think that I know Naoya Inoue will put Shushu under his shushu. Wrong in the building. Is Benavidez versus Bivol better than Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez? Fight-wise, yes. Look, I'm going to tell you like this. David Benavidez, with this figure, Canelo Alvarez face. Canelo Alvarez should have fought David Benavidez when he was younger, green. He should have taken a page out of Floyd Mayweather. Get him when they're young. Don't get him when they're entering their prime. He should have got David Benavidez when David Benavidez outside of the ring was a fuck up. He should have got David Benavidez when David Benavidez was puffy face and wasn't professional in weight management, substance abuse. Now David Benavidez, el cara ta fino. Yeah, you see a little bit of love handle, boy. He used to be 230, 40 pounds. Is all right. But we could see he puts in the work. He puts in the work. Not everybody gonna be like a Mike Tyson, but you can see he puts in the work. He got stamina. He don't digress. He don't show fatigue. Punch keeps it 100. Let's go. God bless you with the 5 beans. I compra pizza. Con Tropical Fantasy. Even the Tropical Fantasy 50 cent is $2.50 now. Hey, yo, even Tropical Fantasy costs as much as Snapple. Mira esa vaina. Even Tropical Fantasy costs just as much as Snapple now. You remember when they used to say that Tropical Fantasy is a sperm killer? I don't give a damn shit. I'm thirsty. I don't want to have no kids anyway. And yo, fellas, this Saturday is going to be Punch Drunk Boxing birthday bash, and I'm going to go live. Wherever I'm at, we going live, and I want to try to celebrate my birthday, whether I'm going to be in the house, whether I'm going to be probably outside, whether there's a barbecue outside or something, but I want to celebrate my birthday this Saturday with the people that's been supporting your boy Punch Drunk Boxing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to cut a live. I don't know how long I'm going to go, probably 5 hours, 3 hours, but whatever. I want to enjoy my time wherever I go with this beautiful community, for the people that have been loyal, showing me love, smashing the likes, sharing the videos and the lives, donating, the members, all that, bro. Because I appreciate y'all, man. We have become family and friends. See, I want to go out. I'm not even inviting physical friends. I'm going out with my Punch Drunk Boxing friends. You know what I'm saying? Canelo was out to Canelo Alvarez. I don't know. No gonna pull a punch. Yo, bro. Canelo has become somebody that I cannot cheer for, because Canelo Alvarez changed. Let me tell you something about Canelo Alvarez. Did most of the things that we wanted him to do at a timely fashion. Think about this, folks. Think about this. He dared to be great going to the middleweight division and facing Triple G, right? We didn't have to wait for Canelo Alvarez versus Triple G for 7 years, 6 years, 3 years. Canelo Alvarez fought Triple G at a timely fashion, right? He fought Triple G at a timely fashion. If you really think about it, he didn't make us wait. Yeah, and look at this, and look at how we've been enabling Canelo Alvarez. And when we say we, I'm including myself in it because I'm a boxing content creator. The archive speak for itself. I've been enabling Canelo Alvarez, in which I'm not gonna say that everything was right, but because I gave him the benefit of the doubt because he was active. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter. I like the way he was carrying himself. He was fighting the fight that people respected. There may be fights that certain people want to see, but most of his fights was respected, right? So he didn't make us way with Triple G, but a lot of us, we pushed that popping dirty under the rug. I never did videos of Canelo Alvarez is a drug cheat. I could have. I should have. You know what I'm saying? I should have, and I could have. Come on, man. That's computer raw, man. He's just having a tough time losing weight. There's certain drugs that be like, yo, HGH, anabolic steroids. But if you're telling me about shit like hydroxycut, you know what I'm saying? Like, hydroxycut, I just want to lose weight, but keep the muscle and stuff. I don't want to. But it is what it is. It's a cheat. But yeah, we backed them up with the hair follicles and all that stuff. But he gave us the fight that we wanted to see. It was an entertaining fight. I think the judge really messed up the aura of that first fight. I love that fight. I love their fight, right? We gave him the benefit of the doubt. Of the time frame. I wanted to see Canelo Alvarez have an opportunity to become undisputed. And I wanted to see Demetrius Andre get an opportunity to be undisputed. That's a fight that I've been wanting to see as a fan. I know this community had a shame campaign on Demetrius Andre, on Charlo, and blah, blah, blah. But fact speaking, Canelo Alvarez had an opportunity to become 160-pound middleweight. And at that time, right now, the middleweight division is a ghost town. But let's be honest. The middleweight division is one of the most lucrative divisions in the history of the sport of boxing. So become heavyweight in that division, like Jermaine Taylor. I mean, not heavyweight, I'm sorry, undisputed in that division was historic. He didn't fight Demetrius Andre. His team, whatever y'all want to call it, whatever narrative y'all want to believe. Team Canelo dropped the ball in securing an extension. Yet, why you couldn't be mad at Canelo Alvarez was because in the end of the day, he didn't fight Demetrius Andre for undisputed, but he moved up and there to be great and fought Sergey Kovalev, which at the time, Sergey Kovalev is still the top guy in that division, the most respected in that division, the most accomplished in that division. It wasn't Beterbiev at the time, and it wasn't Bivol. And Kovalev did come out of a great victory versus a young, hungry lion that he stopped Anthony Yard. But the people like it or not, you couldn't be mad at Canelo Alvarez going to the 175, daring to be great and becoming a 3-division world champion, which was still historic for Canelo Alvarez. Thus, people still respect it. People that was calling him still, you can't shame Canelo Alvarez at that time. But he went through 168, did what he had to do. David Benavidez dropped the ball for not being professional enough to handle himself professionally wise outside of the ring. Canelo Alvarez did what he needed to do in the 168-pound division, but we also said after you became undisputed and beating Caleb Plant, if you're going to be active, if you're still going to be in the game, you still got responsibility. And I kept on saying this throughout the live. Even when I was giving Canelo Alvarez the benefit of the doubt, I kept on saying that you in position. You're the king. We called him the king, right? But being the king, being the undisputed, you still have responsibility. So when half of the world, or you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to say half of the world, but a lot of people say that boxing is not what it used to be, that boxing is dying, that boxing is falling, right? Who's the face? Was it Canelo? Yes. Was he the king? Yes. So if you're the king and you're the face and the sport is failing and the sport is dying, who's responsible for it? Because sometimes when they be like, oh, the NBA is not what it used to be, they'll blame LeBron James because he's the face. He's the king. Oh man, the king of flop, the king. Oh man, he started all of this. Oh man, he started the all-star game, right? He gets the praise, but he gets the ultimate blame. He gets the ultimate praise and get the ultimate blame. There was only one fight after Caleb Plant that the world wanted to see Canelo. You know it, and everybody else know it. The haters of Canelo Alvarez know it. The supporters of Canelo Alvarez know it. The Mexican-American knew it, and the Mexican from the motherland knew it. The Latinos, the blacks, everywhere around the world, the primary fight in the sport of boxing after the Caleb Plant fight, because we knew that David Benavidez was the guy, but he was self-inflicted. He messed up. But we all knew that David Benavidez was the best guy at 168. You had opportunities on the table. We're signing with PBC in that deal, but yet you still went the Bivol route. And a lot of people in this community was saying that he's cherry picking Bivol. But before that, let me tell you like this, because it's going to look what we're saying about David Benavidez right now. I'm saying fight Alexander Usyk. But let me tell you like this: when Canelo Alvarez went with that run, I even said if Canelo Alvarez goes to 175-pound division and beat Beterbiev, because we all know that Beterbiev beat Alexander Usyk in the amateurs as well. If he goes out there and beats Beterbiev, because Canelo Alvarez was working on all cylinders, he was on fire. He was like Michael Jordan in the fourth quarter. Canelo Alvarez at 168, right? Then he fights now. Bivol was a true chance for greatness, and it wasn't respected as such, right? Facts. It wasn't respected as much. Everybody was saying that was cherry picking because a lot of people didn't know Bivol, right? Bivol didn't carry that momentum in which people wanted to see Bivol like that, right? He wasn't destructive like Beterbiev. He wasn't like the crusher like a Kovalev. He was the youngest one, but he wasn't the entertaining guy that people really was. Hey, yo, you got to face Bivol. That's why people thought that was a cherry pick. That's how great Canelo Alvarez was in the super middleweight when he ran through that super middleweight. You know what I'm saying? At that time. We was looking at Canelo Alvarez unstoppable to the point where people was calling Dimitri Bivol a cherry pick. To the point where Eddie Reynoso petitioned the WBC for Canelo Alvarez to go to the cruiserweight division and fight Makabu. Remember Makabu? Please give me opportunity. Thank you, Canelo Alvarez, for giving me opportunity. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna tell everybody in the Congo. Oh my goodness. My village people, I gave you the opportunity to fight Canelo Alvarez. I want 10 wives, 10 cars, 5 mansions. Yes, thank you, Mauricio. Thank you, Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. Thank you very much. Makabu was lit, man. He took loans and he bought everything in the Congo. Shit. Then Canelo Alvarez changed his mind. No, please, Canelo, please. You don't know what I did. I bought 5 mansions. I married 10 wives because I thought I was going to afford it. You're supposed to give me opportunity. Please give me opportunity. Yo, sad he got rich off Mexican Americans fought here in the USA and didn't give a Mexican American a shot he owes him at least for making money. Wow. Wow. Yo, that is real right there. I never saw it in that angle, bro. I never saw it in that angle. You're the first person that said that, but that is 100%, yo, raw and real. Sad, yo, God bless you, my brother, with the $5 super chat. He said, sad he got rich off Mexican Americans fought here in the USA and didn't give Mexican American a shot. He owes him that at least for making money of them. Wow. That's really real. Yo, that's really real. Yo, that's real. Hey, yo, I got to give you the shout out because I might have to talk about that in my next video. I have to bring that up in my next video. Yo, Yo, that's a topic in itself. And I didn't want to dial into that because I really want to put shout out to Al with that one. He should have took that easy work for the belt, 6-time champ. Yo, we gonna dial in. He from king to peasant, from king to turkey's puppet. Lono's boxing. Good looking out. Lono's gonna sink a peso. Here we go. You trying to get David killed, just like you try to get T.O. killed by Bud and Boots. Let David clean up Bavon and Beterbiev and John first. But look at here, Lono's boxing. I get it. It ain't turned out. But you saying I'm trying to get David killed, but that will almost be the same. I'm asking David Benavidez to do what Bud did. Did Canelo Alvarez kill Bud? No. So why you say I'm trying to get David Benavidez killed? As a matter of fact, we'll make David Benavidez in a disadvantage because we just asked David Benavidez that's 200 pounds at cruiserweight to go back down 25 pounds to 175, my brother. That's killing in itself. Remember, Roy Jones Jr. was at light heavyweight. He went to heavyweight, but he clocked in at what? 194, 196, almost 200 versus John Ruiz. He came back down 25 pounds and got cooked. So what are you talking about? No, I'm sorry. I like a fight with Bivol, but Usyk, he's working his way to the 220s. He's worked his way. He's a cruiserweight at heart. And at the amateurs, he was 165. He was fighting Sean Porter, bro. So that is more. If David Benavidez says, I'm okay, I don't even got to cut weight. All I got to do is stay in the gym. He will be a solid 215 regular, almost 220. He's a regular 220. He walks around at 220 plus. Usyk had to build up to 220. I'm going to get killed. Hey, yo, I would say Usyk is a great fighter. He does got power, but Usyk is not the killer, though. We're not sending David Benavidez to fight the killer. We're sending David Benavidez to fight the highly technician fighter. David Benavidez and Alexander Usyk is the fight to make. I'm not saying that a fight at the light heavyweight, he said he can make the light heavyweight, but the way I said this on my video, Lono's Boxing, I said if he stops Zurdo Ramirez, I said he not a 12-round decision. If he stops Zurdo Ramirez, and look at Zurdo Ramirez, if David Benavidez clocked in at 202, which he said, I know versus the Mise Andre, because I was there, he rehydrated and he was 200. Because that night, when he rehydrated, I remember his team that was in the Thai restaurant said, está en 198 ya va para 200. So he was there. Zurdo Ramirez looked like he was walking around in 218, almost 220. He rehydrated to 220, my brother. He was way bigger than David Benavidez. Way bigger. He was just as big as what Alexander, even around Alexander Usyk, but Alexander Usyk is really a smaller guy. He's bulking up now. Nah, man. We ain't getting David Benavidez killed. Nah, that's a good fight. That's there to be great. He stopped Zurdo Ramirez. That shit was easy, bro. Easy. So, looking how Bud Crawford did versus, so Lono's Boxing, looking how Bud Crawford did versus Majumov, moving up to 154. And I was saying, what I thought it was logical was like, how is he going to struggle with a Majumov and then go 2 weight classes up with a Canelo? You was everybody, not everybody, but people are so what, Canelo? In the end of the day, we never know what's going to happen. I don't think that Usyk will kill David Benavidez. I don't think so. David Benavidez got the fastest hands that we ever seen at that weight since Muhammad Ali. And the combination, I think he's even quicker. Mike Tyson was quick. When Mike Tyson was throwing some combinations, he was quick, but it's a different quick with David Benavidez. Yo, he was snapping Sudo Ramirez head back and forth. Do you see those combinations? Those combinations was quicker than a lightweight, bro. Don't compare the Teals and I was gonna say, yo, the way he was putting them combos out there, bro, that shit was beautiful. That was a video game right there. That was a video game. That is a 200-pounder, and he switched to southpaw to do it. I mean, look, we be like, hey, yo, you be seeing how Bud be switching from southpaw to orthodox, or how he switched to southpaw too, man. He's showing the sweet signs. He is in his bag. He is in his prime. You know what the scary part is? You know what the scary part is? That he's just getting started. David Benavidez is just getting serious. Several fights go now. He's really in his bag. And you can see he's getting better. He got the age to get better. I think that David Benavidez has, because of his size, he is the same age as the Virgil Ortiz and the Boots. How old is David Benavidez? Still 29 or 20 or 30? Watch. People don't even talk about his age. David Benavidez still got to be 29 or 30. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Él tiene 29, mi gente. 29. He's 29 years old. He's Boots, Virgil Ortiz, all these guys' age right now. And when we think about it, when we talk about, when we talk about the four kings, the five, the young crops, and we talk about Devin and Shakur, he's the same age as these guys. This is his era. Sometimes we push him away from the era because he look old. He look like Fernandito Villalona's son. Shakur 29 next month. David Benavidez is just starting. I want that, David. If you ask me the 3 fights, David Benavidez versus Usyk. I said this before. I know a lot of people ain't talking about it. I said David Benavidez, tune-up. And it's not even a tune-up. David Benavidez. Love my kids with the member. Love my kids. What's good, my lady? Sweet lady, would you be mine? Woo! What's good? How's the kiddos? How the grandkids? Love my kids. How you been? Appreciate you. God bless you. God bless you. Appreciate you becoming a member once again. We could set 18 fights before he's 30. Yo. The scary part is he's 29 years old, ladies and gentlemen. He's 29. You can't outage him. You can't even outage him. David Benavidez should be everybody. Yo, David Benavidez is your favorite fighter. I'm convinced. And I'm doing even this. I just speak. I feel like I have to speak because thank you. God bless me with an opportunity to do boxing content creation and give me the opportunity to have a good support system in this boxing community. No more cartelo punch. No more cartelo queso. No more. Yeah, that's it. He is a peasant now. In the eyes of David Benavidez, he's a peasant. Hey, yo, let me tell you like this. The only people that do not like David Benavidez is the minority community in the Canelo Alvarez fan base, within the Canelo Alvarez fan base. Yeah. You guys try to shame David Benavidez. And I used to do these videos. I hate it when people say that. Because I used to hate it when people used to say that to me, that he's a fake Mexican. When people used to say that I was a fake Dominican because I was born here. That's why I identify with Oscar De La Hoya in his prime. when he was going up against Julio Cesar Chavez. My father used to like Julio Cesar Chavez, right? I wasn't even a huge, I was a fan of Oscar de la Hoya, but it wasn't a huge Oscar de la Hoya fan. But I identified with Oscar de la Hoya at that time. I became a huge fan base when they was calling him a fake Mexican, because I identify in my neighborhood as being young when people was calling me a fake Dominican because I wasn't born here. And I feel like we're like the stepchild that nobody wants. And that's what the Canelo Alvarez fans was trying to do to David Benavidez. La Bandera Roja, coming out, speaking English and Spanish. Like, I get it. Sometimes when you hear a Latino that don't speak Spanish, oh, he's a fake Spanish. Like how they used to call Danny Garcia fake Puerto Rican because he can't speak Spanish. But David Benavidez, even David Benavidez, that is a Mexican American, se puede defender en español. He could speak in English and Spanish. Not even Bam Rodriguez, nor Virgil Ortiz, nor Ryan Garcia could do it. The thing that I don't like is within the culture, y'all want to accept who y'all want to accept at the time that y'all want to accept it, and that's not right. The same thing they doing to David Benavidez and what they did to Oscar de la Hoya back in the days is what they was doing in baseball to Alex Rodriguez. If you follow baseball, and I said this once before, Alex Rodriguez, remember they was doing the world games with the classic, the World Classic in baseball, and David Benavidez had, Alex Rodriguez had an opportunity to play for the USA or the Dominican Republic, and he chose USA when he got that contract from the Yankees, right? But before that, the Dominicans in the hood and the block and the barbershop and all that always saying that Alex Rodriguez is a fake Dominican. He's not like Manny Ramirez. He's not like Pedro Martinez. He's a fake Dominican. So when Alex Rodriguez decided to play for USA, he turned his back on us. They had a campaign shitting on Alex Rodriguez, calling him a fake. No, but and I used to argue with my peoples. No, but y'all used to call him that he's a fake Dominican, and now y'all getting mad because he's playing for USA. Now you guys are weird. Now y'all remember when I was young, I used to argue with the old heads and the pool hall and all of that stuff. And we represent, and I'm saying like this, in New York City, if anybody know who put more money into the community out of all the Yankees, ask anybody within the community, the foundations and all of that. If it wasn't for Alex Rodriguez, Alianza Dominicana in New York City would have been done, finished, out of business. He put in money. He put in money for a park, the building in 160 across the street from Presbyterian Hospital. Alex Rodriguez, bro, he saved. There was summer youth where you could work for summer youth. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the summer, is out of school. He saved a whole summer youth program. Do you know how much kids, teenagers had an opportunity to work for summer youth and make a little pocket change and stuff like that? And made it easier for the parents. Alex Rodriguez did that. Alex Rodriguez did more throughout the community than a Derek Jeter, and I know that for a fact. But he was getting cooked too in the media too. What's sad is the kids don't speak the language. It's not even their fault. That's on the parents and grandparents for real. Facts. Trust me, my kids, you know what I'm saying? They full English and stuff like that. As much because they with their friends, they in school, and the English is just constant. And then I'm first generation of Dominican. You know what I'm saying? I'm first generation Dominican. So I'm, the English. And my parents came here when they was young as well. So when they was getting, I remember when my mom was in college, she was just focusing on English because she had English papers and stuff like that, so she was getting her English up. So as much as she spoke English to us, all day Spanish, but my parents was also young as well, them learning the language and them keep on speaking the language as well, Pero me defiendo, mi gente, me defiendo. But I hate it with the certain Mexican channels, not Mexicans, Canelo Alvarez channels. The fanboys was trying to say that David Benavidez is not a real Mexican. Nah, man, that's for me, that's disgusting when people do that. That's disgusting. You see how he put and look. David Benavidez is a Mexican, Ecuadorian. Hey, yo, his grandfather is Dominican. Remember the interview that I had with Jose Benavidez here on my channel? Jose Benavidez, his father said that he's Dominican as well. He doesn't represent Dominican. Maybe he never met his grandfather, his mother's father, and he's from the West Coast, so they ain't no Dominicans really out there in the West Coast. So he's not cultural, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't, but he represents Mexico just like any other Mexican fighter. Maybe even more. Maybe even more. He represents Mexico more than any other Mexican American in the sport of boxing. Just like the Jews, you really are what your mother is. David Benavidez didn't need the passing of the torch fight to snatch the torch out of Canelo Alvarez. This is what happened to Canelo Alvarez. The torch got too hot. He let it go. Canelo Alvarez is looking at the torch in his hand, and he saw that it says Benavidez, and it got too hot. And it was getting hot. He let that shit go. And that's why Canelo Alvarez have become somebody that I can't support. That torch got so hot that Canelo Alvarez didn't want to pass it. He just let it go. Asustado. It was burning. David Benavidez snatched your date because you wanted to go to Saudi Arabia, because you wanted that turkey, because you were scared to fight the fight that the world wanted to see, and the Mexican people and the Latinos and the whole boxing world wanted to see. Where you going to fight Billy at? Canelo Alvarez. Ain't going to be here. Where's going to be? In Gonza, wherever that is at? He abandoned his dates, abandoned the boxing fans, abandoned the Mexican fans. Because the David Benavidez aura got too much for him. And let me say it like, hey, yo, okay, so put it this way. I said it like this. With the way that Canelo Alvarez is, my prediction is, and I don't think that Billy is better than Canelo Alvarez. I've been saying this for a while, okay? So what I said, yo, Canelo Alvarez is going to have his Roy Jones Jr. moment. And Billy may knock out Canelo Alvarez. Not because I believe he's better than him, because I don't think that Canelo Alvarez truly won it. I think Canelo Alvarez is still fighting because he got a turkey bag. And as a businessman, he's looking at, oh, you know, there's money on the table, man. This shit. And Billy, I'm getting the type of, think about it, Queso. Reportedly, he made $80 million to fight William Skull. Did you know that out of all the people that Canelo Alvarez has fought, William Skull was his highest payday before the Bud Crawford? William Skull. So he's making a fortune. And think about it. On paper, the Bud Crawford was supposed to be a safe fight. So Canelo Alvarez looking at it like, you're going to give me $80 million to fight William Skull, and you're going to give me $100+ million to fight a welterweight. Canelo, I was looking at it like, this is easy money. I'm not even really going to physically really hurt myself. That's how he was looking at it. But because he still, remember, he signed a four fight deal. So now he's getting Billy. But that mindset, look how he fought versus William Skull. Let's be real, let's be honest. It wasn't a good outing. But Crawford, it was not a good outing. So now he's fighting this fight. Canelo Alvarez, he never wanted to fight none of these William and Billy, he didn't want to fight these guys. And when you don't want to fight these guys, you tend to not go all out. He didn't go all out in training William Skull. He didn't go all out with Bud Crawford. He didn't take it. I'm not going to say that he didn't work out, but he just thought that this is an easy bag for him. He's taking this M. Billy and he's fighting guys that he know that if he was in charge of his own career, he wouldn't even look at M. Billy. He wouldn't even pronounce M. Billy's name. If Canelo, if Turkey Al-Sheikh was not in the mix and he was in the position that he's in right now, he wouldn't even fight M. Billy. Love my kids. Our grandparents and parents were taught to deny heritage, and culture makes people more American. Culture makes America colorful, beautiful. Oh yeah, America the beautiful. Look, American flag. I'm patriotic. Love my kids. God bless you with the $10 super check. God bless you. God bless you. I'm patriotic, you know, and it's true. Turkey them sweet with the bread. He said, "Come over here, my caramel thunder. You will fight who I want you to fight, all right? I'm not Hal Heyman. You work for me, my little puppet, all right?" Come on, folks. Canelo had control of his career. Let me say it like this, ladies and gentlemen. To have control in your career in the sport of boxing, you know, that is a special position that only very, very few in the history of the sport of boxing ever was in that position. Mayweather, Oscar de la Hoya, and he used his position the way that we all want to see everybody use that position. He fought the fight. No marination, no build-up. Right? Canelo Alvarez was in that position. And let's be real, let's be honest. Who is a powerful figure, powerful group, powerful anything around the world in the history of mankind who gives up power? Who? What entity? What religion? What man? Unfortunately, we don't got, I'm not saying that we got to like power structure, people in power. But once you gain a power, nobody just gives it up. Even in this country, when they say, you know what I'm saying, what, you know, the history of this country, white, the slaves and all white, you know what I'm saying, what they have, the power that they have because of the time they've been here, what they have done, they won't give it up. They won't give it up. They won't give their little power up. They won't give it up. Canelo was in power position. He was in control of his career. He was already owning his fights. He had the rights to his fights. Do you know the rights? He was selling the rights to the Mexican station and all of that. That was his deal with PBC. Canelo Alvarez was taking in 80% of his fight. I know that for a fact. My source was with Showtime. He retired. And I told you who was my source already. Canelo Alvarez was making 80%. He was cashing in. He not only was the king, he was the king behind the scene. He truly had control. Not even Floyd Mayweather had the power that Canelo Alvarez had, because Floyd Mayweather, the promotional company that had the rights for Floyd Mayweather fights, was Golden Boy. It got to the point where he was in power position. The Jaime Munguia fight, the Jamel Charlo fight, and the Edgar Berlanga fight. And when I say that he became from a king to the puppet of Turkey Al-Sheikh, it was just that, because Turkey owns that right of Canelo versus Bud, William Skull. You know what I'm saying? And now these fights, he's like Bob Johnson. There's certain power structure and there's, let's say, wealthy people. And when they give up their power, they don't give it up. They just give it to their kids. Donald Trump's father gave the business and Donald Trump runs it. Barry Hearn is not going to sell Matchroom Sports. He gives it to Eddie Hearn. The Yankees, Steinbrenner gave it to Hal and Hank. Dolan, the Knicks, you know what I'm saying? His father gives it to James Dolan. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that it is. The Hilton, give it a Paris Hilton. Is going is the most successful business or family orientated long like business. You know what I'm saying? They give it to their child. They school their child into the business and then they run it. The Rudins. You understand? I even think that Bob Johnson, when Bob Johnson got BET, he wasn't supposed to sell it. No, that goes to the next, to your family. But there's certain people in culture that don't think like that. They want to sell right away. Look how the Jews do it that way too. Keep it in the family. Canelo Alvarez is the type to sell it. He was already in power position, my brother. He was already in power position. Now, if the kids sell it, look at WWE. Vince McMahon was given the control of his kids. But what's his name? Shane McMahon was not really into running the business. And who was running the business was Hunter, Triple H, and Triple H was doing the business. So Vince McMahon see it. Hold on, my son don't really want it. And my daughter's husband is really the one. He's going to be in control when I die. Let me sell it. Because he already see it. Might as well let me sell it. Because Shane don't want it. He's not going to do the ins and outs and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Stephanie is Triple H is running it. David Benavidez didn't have to lay a hand on Canelo Alvarez. Put it this way. Let me say. Let me retract. Canelo Alvarez didn't want to fight David Benavidez for the sole reason of what has transpired right now. Canelo Alvarez didn't want to fight David Benavidez, in my opinion, because he knew that getting beat by David Benavidez, that he would not only lose physically to David Benavidez, but he would lose the fan base. He will be the number one. He will be the face of Mexican boxing. See, that's why he didn't want to fight David Benavidez. He didn't want the passing of the torch. He knew he could be Jaime Munguia. I said there's more to lose fighting David Benavidez than even fighting a Bud Crawford. There's more to lose. You losing your market. You're not only losing a fight, you're losing your market. But people got frustrated with Canelo Alvarez so much and the way that he moved that David Benavidez didn't even have to lay a hand on Canelo Alvarez. He snatched the market away from him. He snatched the baton. He snatched the torch from Canelo Alvarez. Man, get out of here. As a matter of fact, in the streets, when new effers want the block, either you fight for it or whatever, or you give it up. You get bullied out your block. David Benavidez got bullied out his block. I'm sorry, Canelo Alvarez got bullied out his block. Not only his block, he got the whole community, bro. He got the whole community. Canelo was like, I don't want no problem with him, man. That's not my, man, I don't got it in me to go to war like that. Hey, mame, voy de aquí. Take it, David Benavidez. I'll set up shop in another country. And that's what Canelo Alvarez is doing. He set up shop in another country. Ese tigre Palomo, yeah. Palomo, that's it. When it comes to David Benavidez, Palomo. When it comes to somebody else, no. Hey, yo, so am I right or wrong? He didn't even fight for the block. Dude came out of nowhere, bullied his way out the block. We seen it in the streets before. Either there's gunplay, either there's a war. Not even need to go to war. He gave that up, not take it. Yo, Kenzo say, I got too much of a heart, man. Now I'm feeling bad for Nelo. I ain't feeling bad for Nelo. he's You know what? Yo, Kenzo, you know what? I'm mad. Because I feel like he betrayed me as a fan. He betrayed us, man. He betrayed us. He betrayed himself. Yo, you remember Canelo Alvarez was starting to say in the last one, like lead up to the 3 fights, he would start, I do whatever I want to do. I do whatever I want to do. I do whatever I want to do. Yo, it's not your haters that's asking you to fight David Benavidez alone. It's also your supporters. Everybody recognized you at the time as the king. I'm not a fan. Hey, let me say it like this. And I don't want to act like I want to speak for the rest of the Mexican fan base, but we understand that the Mexican fan base is the most loyal fan base in America of this side of the pond. They are the money makers. The Mexican fans don't care too much about winning and losing. They care about how you win and how you lose. Ellos les gusta la guerra. They love a fight. They don't abandon their fighter because they lost. This is not like American fan base, like solely American fan base. We be like, oh shit, he got dropped. Oh, he ain't shit. Oh, he got exposed. Oh, he ain't shit. He hasn't done nothing. The Mexican fans is not like that. Navarrete be having his up and down when they still hold Navarrete up. Pitbull Cruz today is where he's at and can have any big fight because the Mexican fan base gonna rock with Pitbull Cruz. You know what I'm saying? Why is the biggest fight at 154 a Virgil Ortiz fight? That would be the most lucrative fight. Virgil Spence, Virgil Charlo, Virgil Boots, Virgil Xander Zayas. You know why? Because that Mexican fan base. It's not about just, he said David is American. Man, he's a Mexican-American, bro. He's Mexican-American, Ecuadorian, Dominican. He's that, and that's what he represents. If he solely was American, he wouldn't get the respect like that, the support like that. The Mexican fan base know how to come out and party. The Mexican fan base know how to support. And not just support on YouTube, they support going to the fight, buying the tickets, buying the pay-per-view. They are the moneymaker. The Mexican fan base has kept boxing lucrative in this side of the pond. The Mexican fan base have kept boxing lucrative. Because you don't know how to count. Look at these haters of David Benavidez. He's not looking. But when you do you go to the stadium and you be like, I'm going to the stadium and count the chairs. That one is missing. That one is missing. That one is missing. The whole world is talking about David Benavidez, bro. I don't give a damn about the seats. If this was the pandemic, shut up. You a hater, my brother. You a hater, bro. You a hater. You a hater. You a hater, my brother. Yeah, Canelo Alvarez lost in front of a stadium like a fucking bitch. To a welterweight. And matter of fact, if it was Canelo Alvarez, I would have lost to Bud Crawford with 11 people looking on. Out of here. Curled up like a little sissy, bro. Hating, counting. That's the only thing I could say. The only narrative, but David Benavidez is not a big star because he doesn't sell. It doesn't sell. The same thing. Canelo should not fight Charlo because Charlo doesn't sell. Oh, he doesn't fight David Benavidez. He doesn't sell. Shut up. You a guy that counts seats, bro. I'm a nigga that watch fights. You count seats. I watch fights. These are the same dudes that be coming out here. Canelo shouldn't fight this one because he doesn't sell. So that's King. Okay, so put it this way. Jake Paul is better than Canelo Alvarez. Jake Paul is better than Canelo Alvarez, payaso. Let's talk like that, boy. If you want to talk about seats, let's talk about seats. Jake Paul is better than Canelo Alvarez. Oh, matter of fact, let's take it a step further. Canelo Alvarez dug Jake Paul to fight William Skull. If it's about seats, that's King. Put it this way. Jake Paul did 73,000 plus versus Mike Tyson in Texas. He's the king. All right? But Jake Paul's the face. And Canelo Alvarez dug Jake Paul. to fight William Score in Saudi Arabia. Look at that. Hasta le tenía miedo. He became Turkey's puppet, bruh. Puppet. You puppet, bro. Canelo, you puppet. You a peasant now, bruh. You kiss Turkey's feet now. Go over there and fight Billy and Gaza, whatever that shit is from. Hell out of here. Scared of David Benavidez. He walked out before David Benavidez stepped inside the ring. Scared. Ese tigre un palomo. Le tiene miedo a David Benavidez. He's like this. Even his wife wanted to stay and watch the fight. Vámonos ahora. Es que el monstruo viene. Out in the building with the 5 B's. Good looking now. Canelo blew up with Oscar Clout, a Mexican-American made Canelo. He did it. Ooh, he didn't do no pay-per-view before Golden Boy. David's self-made like he used to do it. Yup, he's self-made, and that's the beauty about it too. That's the beauty. Even look, Salvador. Mexican Flash said Canelo a straight-up sellout. He is. He's a sellout. And not only a sellout to the Mexican fans, he's a sellout to the boxing fans. I do whatever I want to do. Pues vete pa la mierda, Canelo Alvarez. Get the hell, like you told the Mr. Andre, get the hell out of here. You get the hell out of here now. Vete pa Ganza. Get the hell out of here. We don't want you here anymore. You ain't never going to give us what you want anyway. Go fight John Ryder again. Have a rematch. Get out of here, bro. As a matter of fact, no lo quiero aquí ya, ese tigre. No lo quiero aquí, que se vaya para la mierda ese tigre. That's it. Canelo, get the fuck out of here like you told Mr. Andre. You're a terrible fighter now. Go. You go to Turkey, I say, because you want payday. Get the hell out of here. Right? Who's the terrible fighter now? Him? Who just going to fight and billion with payday? You going to Turkey because you want payday. Turkey look at you like you'll do anything for $1. Why you ain't staying and watch David Benavidez? Huh? Stay. Vamos de aquí, pero todavía David Benavidez va a pelear. Everybody wanted to see the fight. Canelo Alvarez rushed out and took his family. No, vamos de ahí, vamos ya. Que Jaime Munguía lo estamos esperando a nosotros, vámonos. Pero vamos a ver David Benavidez y Zurdo Ramírez. Vámonos ahora. Vámonos. Yo soy tu esposo. Vámonos ahora. Me invito de aquí. He was scared everybody going to hound him. Because as soon as David Benavidez won, the camera was going to go straight to Canelo Alvarez. And since he heard the boos already, boo! In Las Vegas, Nevada. They booed the peasant. They booed him. And rightfully so. Justifiable. If Canelo Alvarez got booed, ladies and gentlemen, I was shocked. It's because the people has had it with you. And there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, oh, no, the people that was booing him was David Benavidez. No. It was the Mexican fans. It was Cinco de Mayo event. The Mexican fans booed Canelo Alvarez. One thing that a Mexican fighter that people identify with Canelo, I'm sorry. When you think about Mexican fighters, every culture, UK, Ireland, Australian, American, Caribbean, what do they say about Mexican fighters? The first thing, the reputation that comes to your mind right away. DM in the chat. What is the reputation of a Mexican fighter? Give me right away. Every ethnicity and race and culture understand what a Mexican fighter brings to the table. He don't have to be the most skillful person, but there's one thing that identifies Mexican: tough, full of heart, cojones, bravado, heart, que tiene grano, balls. Everything that identify with brave, courage, fight, warrior. I don't identify right away when I think about Mexican. I don't think about high technical skills with the Floyd Mayweather or the Shakur Stevenson type. He can outbox you. No, ese tigre. What I think about a Mexican, you are going to go to war, and that's it. I don't care how good you are. I don't care. You know, the reason why Canelo Alvarez is getting booed is because Canelo Alvarez does not identify with the Mexican people anymore. They don't recognize Canelo Alvarez. They don't recognize Canelo Alvarez's heart. They don't recognize Canelo Alvarez's balls. They don't recognize Canelo Alvarez. They finally do not recognize Canelo Alvarez, and that's why he got booed. Because you tell me in the history what Mexican gets booed outside of Oscar de la Hoya fighting Julio Cesar Chavez, and they making it a Mexican American versus Mexican. They made it that way, so it was just the you not real Mexican and stuff like that. But when it doesn't have to do with a Mexican American fighting a Mexican, the Mexicans love. Look, the Mexican loves virtual tees. The Mexican loves Bam Rodriguez. The Mexican loves, you know what I'm saying? They love American Mexican, but he is not put inside the ring. They're not debating whether Virgil Ortiz fights another Mexican fighter. So the Mexican loves Virgil Ortiz. Bam Rodriguez, you know what I'm saying? The little division. They you know what I'm saying? They respected the Estrada fight. But because Canelo is Mexican, right? And David Benavidez, Mexican American, and it's shaming Canelo Alvarez. They want to throw in the fake Mexican stuff. But nobody was shaming David Benavidez with Sudo Ramirez. He's a real Mexican, or Mexican that was born there, right? Sudo Ramirez was born in Mexico. But they don't say nothing about being fake Mexican leading up to that fight because it's a Canelo Alvarez thing. I think nobody has ever identified a Mexican that was born in Mexico for not having balls. I mean, look at Canelo looking like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. now. And that with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is just, he's never was going to fill his father's shoes, and people just looked at him from a side eye like, you ain't never going to be your dad. But even he was getting supported early on in his career. But I never truly seen the Mexican people booed a Mexican in the position where Canelo Alvarez is at. He don't identify what a Mexican fighter is anymore. That's it. And me as a fan, I don't identify with him. I don't identify with who Canelo Alvarez have become. And if I can identify with who have Canelo Alvarez become, it's hard for me to support that because I don't. There was fights that I just don't support. I didn't want to see no Triple G trilogy. I didn't want to see no John Ryder. I didn't want to see the Munguia before David Benavidez. I didn't want to see a Berlanga before David Benavidez. You would keep feeding me shit that I didn't want, but because I support and I'm a fan of yours. All right. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt because I'm thinking you are going to come around, and I kept on saying no. Canelo Alvarez is going to fight David Benavidez. Yeah, he signed with PBC. What you think he signed with PBC? The last fight of the deal is gonna be David Benavidez, and I know they gave you an $80 million contract. I spoke to whoever I needed to speak to, and to fact, I did the interview with the first guy that even asked, Steven Espinoza. I asked the vice president of Showtime, That is true. David Benavidez, Canelo Alvarez got offered a guarantee $60 million. $60 million guarantee that Canelo Alvarez team and Canelo can't deny. It's almost like I told my guy, shout out to Teofimo Lopez. And like I said, right? Everybody knows in this community that I support Teo. Right? Everybody knows. But I support the man, the father, friend of the family. But when it comes to the sport, if you got to get back to that takeover. That's what the people became a fan of yours, because of the takeover. People are invested of the takeover. And if you're not going to give the people the takeover, they don't know what to cheer for. They don't know what to look for. They don't know what to invest. So that the post-fight interview in the Instagram tweet, that what he said, I gave the people what they wanted. It played out that way. Oh, that means you're not trying to take over. Oh, then the question was, did you, through the fight, did you take a dive? Is that what the people now is going to support? Let's pull back now, porque now is what am I going to support in boxing? What I'm going to argue and debate? No te voy a respetar como un hombre outside of this por ahora. You got to do some evaluation, my brother, porque if you're not going to go all out, y yo como un fan aquí, speaking all out, no, yo no me voy a quedar estúpido aquí, mi hermano. You trying to take over? O tú estás de que... So you got to reevaluate. You got to reinvent yourself and truly, really evaluate what you're going to do and how you're going to approach the game. So everybody be invested in the intentions and what you trying to do, so people can stand behind that. Canelo Alvarez, what am I a fan of right now? What does Canelo Alvarez want? What does Canelo Alvarez want? What I'm looking for Canelo Alvarez. As a fan, for a person that's going to push, that could push Canelo Alvarez, that could, you know what I'm saying? Give him the benefit of the doubt. In what I'm going to give Canelo Alvarez the benefit of the doubt? In what? In what? I'm a fan of what Canelo Alvarez has done for the most part of his career, but continue being a fan of what? Now I understand people gonna be like, yo, but this is a great fight, the M. Billy fight. Hold on, wait. Let me put it. Right? Look at la fotita. Breaking: Canelo Alvarez and Christian M. Billy have a done deal to fight September in rehab for the WBC Super Middleweight Championship. Has learned Canelo heads into a major fight in his first fight since his loss to Terrence Crawford. What an action fight. It was a good fight. Is this a good fight, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I want to know if this community is going to keep it real with me. Because I know how this community has been to certain fighters. Is this a good fight? Is this a great fight for Canelo Alvarez? This is a great fight for Canelo Alvarez, because don't tell me that I spent almost a decade in this community and people telling me that a fight with Canelo Alvarez versus Jamal Charlo, he didn't deserve that fight. That's what people used to tell me, that Jamal Charlo didn't deserve a Canelo Alvarez fight, that he only want the Willy Wonka ticket, that he need to pay, and all that. He's a charity case. People were telling me that the fight with the Mise Andre in the middleweight division, no, he hasn't done that. He hasn't beat nobody. How much does he sell? Right? ¿Verdad? Mi gente. Right? Let's keep it real in this community. For over a decade, Canelo, oh no, he shouldn't fight Jamal Charlo, man. Jamal Charlo don't sell. Jamal Charlo just wanted the Willy Wonka ticket. Jamal Charlo just want payday. The Mise Andre now the middle, nah, man, fuck that. Who did he beat? Who did he fight? Who the Mise Andre? How much the Mise Andre sell? Oh no. He don't deserve the fight. David Benavidez doesn't deserve a fight. He doesn't deserve a fight. Y ahora ustedes van viniendo de mí diciéndome que M. Billy versus Canelo Alvarez is a great fight. No, M. Billy, no, yes, M. Billy is entertaining. But for the people that told me that those other fights wasn't good, I want those people to keep the same energy with this fight. Because what hasn't Billy done? Oh, wow, a great entertaining fight with Lester Martinez. ¿Y quién es Lester Martinez? But this guy said, oh, but Demise Andre knocked out Jason Quigley. So what? So what? Who did he fight? Go fight Janibek. No. And Billy needs to go fight Janibek too. He went, what, 10 rounds with Sergey Derevchenko? Charlo beat Sergey Derevchenko. Again, I'm saying this for those who had that, who was within the shame campaign of Canelo Alvarez not giving those other guys an opportunity, but then I'm not saying those that wanted to see those fights respectfully and feel like Billy is a good fight for Canelo Alvarez. I'm talking about those who degraded other possible opponents that was in position for Canelo Alvarez to enhance his legacy, champion, and all that stuff, unify the titles, undisputed, blah, blah, blah. Don't, oh, no, the Billy is a great fight. Fuck that. No, you shouldn't fight. I'm not going to enable it anymore. No. Oh, he beats Billy. Okay, becomes a WBC world champion. And what? That's not the fight that's going to tell me that he could beat Bud Crawford. At least fight somebody that fights something like a Bud Crawford. I don't think that Bud Crawford is retired. I don't think so. I don't think Bud Crawford has retired. I think Canelo still has an opportunity to get a rematch with Bud Crawford. And if he does an opportunity to have a rematch with Bud Crawford, and Billy is not the opponent that's going to get him ready for a Bud Crawford. You know what style he needs to fight to convince you that he could beat a Terrence Bud Crawford in a rematch. And yeah, go take that shit to Saudi Arabia. Take it to Saudi. We don't want to hear. Because this September, we want to see David Benavidez take over Las Vegas again. If David Benavidez gets to fight Bivol fights this month, right? And David Benavidez beat Bivol. Put it this way also. While we've been waiting for that fight of David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez, David Benavidez has had a better resume in the last 4 or 5 fights of Canelo, between Canelo and David Benavidez. David Benavidez has a better resume, in my opinion, and better performances. Better resume, better performances. If Bud comes back, he's fighting Boots. If Boots becomes, I doubt it. I doubt it. Bud is in position, so much in position that he's, if Bud, I say this, if Bud didn't have Turkey, then Bud, I don't know how much power Bud has. Because as much as Bud is great at being great for his entire career, Bud was really the B-side versus Earl Spence and was the B-side versus Canelo Alvarez. So Bud never been this. Bud, I always say this, Bud is in the tier of Bernard Hopkins, of Shane Mosley, that star. See, Turkey is giving Bud Crawford power, that power. If it wasn't for Turkey, remember, you know why I say that? Because who Bud was going to fight after Earl Spence? Who he wanted to fight? He wanted to fight Sebastian Fundora, right? He didn't want to sign with PBC. Oh, you ain't gonna sign with us and PBC. You know what I'm saying? You just want to have this one fight and one and done, a hit and run. The politics of the sport of boxing didn't get you that fight. Earl Spence stepped inside the ring. He said he gonna get that fight, right? Bud, after the Earl Spence fight, still didn't have the power. still Earl Spence had more power than Bud Crawford. You understand what I'm trying to say? Even Earl Spence still had more power than Bud Crawford after their fight. Because even remember, they was going back and forth on Twitter or whatever. And he said, yeah. They ain't going to be next. I'm going to be next. It was going to be Earl Spence and Sebastian Fundora. Bud was not going to get that fight. Bud's power is because of Turkey Out Shake. You take Turkey Out Shake away, and he still wouldn't be the most powerful guy. He won't even have more fans to attend his fights. He'll still be Virgil Ortiz. Still be. They'll be like business, like on some fan base wise like that. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's a whole different type of smoke. I remember after the fight with David Benavidez and Demetrius Andre told me, he said, yo, Canelo ain't never fighting. What he seen tonight, Canelo ain't never fighting David Benavidez. I was with Demetrius Andre after the fight. And he said, Canelo ain't never fighting David Benavidez. 100% never gonna fight him. He's like, yo, my man. He's like, yo, David Benavidez was like Tyson Fury in that ring. Well, he said what he's seen tonight, he ain't never gonna fight David Benavidez. And then that interview that I heard Canelo Alvarez, and he said when he was talking about rehydrating 25 pounds, it's because, Canelo was dealing with PBC. Everybody knew that night how much David Benavidez rehydrated. Canelo Alvarez knew how much he rehydrated because Canelo Alvarez never really talked about, rehydrating 25 pounds or disadvantage. Canelo Alvarez went to the 175 pounds and didn't give a damn how much Sergey Kovalev was going to rehydrate. He didn't care. Monstro versus Bud. Man, come on, man. Not even Bud is stupid like that. But you know what? Anything could happen. But David Benavidez is a whole different type of monster. I think that David Benavidez was will disfigure the retire Boo Boo. Correct. Nah, announcement coming out soon. Guys. Wait on it. Announcement coming out soon. But yeah, that's the type of beating that you need to stay. You need to stay away from boxing, right? Just like Earl Spence. Some certain type of beatings you really think about if you really want to do this again. Look what David Benavidez did to Suldo Ramirez. So it ain't that bad. David Benavidez will put Canelo Alvarez in the hospital eating from a straw now. I don't know if it's smart to be honest. I don't think that's the best fight for Canelo. I think it's just the fight that we've been wanting to see and people still wanted to see. And I think it's still the most lucrative fight in boxing. But I think that actually David Benavidez could go to the middleweight division. I want to see David Benavidez versus Alexander Usyk. I want to see David Benavidez versus Bivol. Would I like to see a Beterbiev fight? I think that would be an entertaining fight. I think that David Benavidez will hurt Beterbiev. We've seen Beterbiev in the vulnerable. Yes, he could hurt. Yes, Beterbiev could put some damage, but we also seen that Beterbiev been put down twice in his career. He's been bloodied up in one of the fights as well. So I think that's an easy fight for an easier fight because of styles. Because Beterbiev is going to be in front of your face, and David Benavidez love that shit. I think that Dimitri Bivol I think people don't credit too much the chin of Bivol. So, I think that that's going to be a challenging fight as well. But I don't think that Bivol ever seen the speed of a David Benavidez. But both of these guys, right? I think I'm comfortable with David Benavidez going to heavyweight. I say this, if I was managing David Benavidez, If I was managing David Benavidez, it would be like this. Mexican Independence Day. Go to the heavyweight division and fight Andy Ruiz. Get your feet wet at heavyweight. Andy Ruiz, former Mexican heavyweight champion, versus David Benavidez. That's a selling pitch right there. You could sell it to the public. Both of these guys speak English and Spanish. They could go on a 3-city tour. You know what I'm saying? David Benavidez versus Andy Ruiz. T-Mobile Arena, MGM Grand, or you could put them in the stadium or whatever. Heavyweight. Then after that, because to be honest, I always wanted to see Andy Ruiz versus Usyk, because I believe that Andy Ruiz and Usyk had the fastest hands at heavyweight. I always wanted to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? But Andy Ruiz versus David Benavidez this September, I think everybody will watch that fight, bro. That fight will be even way more intriguing than the Zurdo Ramirez fight. And then Cinco de Mayo of next year, you get Usyk versus David Benavidez or whatever, the next February, whatever. But I think it will be a good Cinco de Mayo fight. Usyk versus David Benavidez, 2027. You get the Andy Ruiz, David Benavidez. Wow. I don't know. What y'all feel? What y'all feel? If I'm the man, if I was a manager, that will be the play. If I want to make my guy the big, and I want to put a stamp on it, that he is the Mexican monster and the best Mexican. Because see, the Mexican people love that Mexican war. The style of Andy Ruiz and David Benavidez and the hand speed of both of these fighters. Oh my God. I'm going to love it. It's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a good fight as much as it lasted. I think both of them could promote it because they're both understandable. He's been a champion before. There hasn't been too much of an embarrassment moment for Andy Ruiz. Facts, Mimi. Anything that, yeah, he's the number one must-watch TV. And I want now, if I was his team, David Benavidez' team, I will also hire a media team. I will put David Benavidez in high-profile podcasts, commercials. I will have him on a stream. Just do everything to keep his name pumping out there, keep promoting it, keep promoting him. Everybody in David Benavidez' team, let him have his little break after this fight, but your team got to work as it's like Floyd Mayweather's team. Floyd Mayweather, his team never stopped working. Always got him out there. Always got him busy. Do this. You got to chill with certain celebrities. Go to this show. Go to this event. Blah blah blah. Keep it out there. Now keep it rising. Keep it rising. Do some video clip. Do all of that. Because I do believe that David Benavidez brings something that everybody wants to see in boxing. He has the whole repertoire. He has all the ingredients. He is the fight game right now. And when you got Mike Tyson co-signing you, what did Julio Cesar Chavez said? He said, I'm team, yes, ahora yo soy team Benavidez. Hasta Julio Cesar Chavez left Canelo Alvarez y le sacó pie. He said, ahora yo soy team Benavidez. Even Julio Cesar Chavez convinced. They don't want to be Team Canelo. Canelo turned his back, bro. I'm telling you. Ruiz fights, that would be the best fight because at least if we're talking about a potential Usyk fight, right? I think that Andy Ruiz is the only one that can match up to the speed of Alexander Usyk in the heavyweight division. I think, like I said again, Usyk and Andy Ruiz got the fastest hands at heavyweight right now. Hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. it will be almost exactly 2 years since he fought Gerald Miller, right? But the only 2 losses he got, Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua. This is a great fight. This is a great fight for David Benavidez. If I was David Benavidez, I'll push for that fight. Forget about going down. If Dimitri Bivol is not going to, I want to see what Dimitri Punch. You think your Knicks going to do? Hey. Okay, so I've been heartbroken for a long time. I'm kind of numb to the. But if any year is the year, if any year is the year, this is the year. Okay, so this is the year. Go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. If it's any year, this is the year. Let me see if they fight this weekend. I mean, if they play this weekend, if they play on Friday. Hold on, let me see the schedule. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yes. Ooh, we play Sunday. Friday. Ooh, I think I could do Friday. We should have got the Wilder Ruiz fight. We should have got that fight. And think about this. It's supposed to be an easy fight to make. It's an easy fight to make for David Benavidez because Andy Ruiz deals with PBC. I feel like if he's going to go to heavyweight, we're talking about Alexander Usyk. Usyk is going to fight this guy. And of course, they still lined up to fight, right? I think that David Benavidez will be a bigger star by beating Andy Ruiz first and move on to Alexander Usyk. I think if Tyson Fury, I put it this way. Usyk fights Deontay Wilder next after this fight because we already know that Anthony Joshua is going to be fighting Tyson Fury, right? Usyk fights Wilder. David Benavidez fights Andy Ruiz, and then we move on to Usyk versus David Benavidez. Oh yeah, Ruiz is on Sufa. Calling you, man. Blah. So get the Bivol fight or the Beterbiew. I think people are going to equally like whichever fight. I think Sufa is only good if Sufa is only good at welterweight because you got Richardson Hitchens, you got Teofimo Lopez is like a free agent and he could deal with whatever. You got Devin Haney who's a free agent, he could deal with whatever. You got Conor Benn, right? So I think Sufa could just be good at welterweight because they're probably gonna have people that's gonna do direct business with them. But for the most part, you see, like Joel Patai, I'm not even calling off for that fight. I think that Joel Patai should have just waited a little longer. You know what I'm saying? Facts. And I think that if we seen that you could pay Conor Benn $15 million, then you should be making some great fights. I think that's the reason why Richardson Hitchens said Devin Haney versus Richardson Hitchens 2026, because Devin Haney, there's rumors that Devin Haney going to be doing a fight with Sufa. Is going to sign with Sufa. Rumor has it. You know, they should be just do Olympic farm system and pro box fighters. Hey, yo, they just signed Sergey Derevchenko. What they gonna do with Sergey Derevchenko? Shout out to shout out to Keith Connolly. I think Keith Connolly is pound for pound the best manager in the sport of boxing. But what are they gonna do with him? I mean, yeah, like you signed Sergey Derevchenko. What was your plans? Sergey Derevchenko is already you could say a shot fighter. What are they gonna do with him? You know what I'm saying? Like I understand signing Edo de los Santos. I understand signing Hitchens and Conor Benn. And rumor has it that Chris Eubank may sign with them as well. Rumor has it. Devin Haney might sign with them. T.O. may sign with them. That's in the table, on the table. I don't see the Sergey Derevchenko. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're gonna do with him, what they're gonna do. Even though that 168-pound division is highly weak, you're not gonna get the Jaime Munguia fight with Sufa. So what you gonna do? I mean, I don't know. I thought the IBF gave Joe back. I think Joe Patai. I don't know. I don't think his team thought this one through. You know, no Americans talk about Joe Patai. And now after look at this, David Benavidez says straight up, nobody even shaming David Benavidez. I ain't gonna fight no Joe Patai, right? He said before, and everybody is in line with what David Benavidez said he wants to fight because he mentioned the right names. He mentioned the right names. It's like I said before, I think that David Benavidez snatched Canelo Alvarez balls. Bud Crawford snatched Canelo Alvarez soul. Bivol snatched Canelo Alvarez confident. That's how I see it. The Canelo of the past would have gave the rematch to Bivol. He would have rematched Bivol. Canelo after the Bud Crawford fight was basically introducing his wife to Bud Crawford. Mira, ese que me ganó, dale la mano a él. Canelo, retire while you can, because I don't want to feel like I want to. I'm just frustrated with Canelo Alvarez. I don't want to feel like I'm gonna dislike him, but I don't recognize the dude, man. I don't recognize him. David Benavidez is the guy. And my new pound for pound list, hold on. And it could change. And I think I'm going to change a little bit tonight because I've Naoya Inoue, number 1. Number 2, Alessandro Usyk. Number 3, Dimitri Bivol. Number 4, Bam Rodriguez. Number 5, David Benavidez. Number 6, Shakur Stevenson. Number 7, Devin Haney. Number 8, Virgil Ortiz. Number 9, Sebastian Fundura. Number 10, Jerome Bruce Ennis. I'm thinking about changing a little bit, and this is the reason why this is my new pound for pound list, because now I'm primarily thinking about, and I'm going to give a couple of these fighters a chance in their next fight to perform at the highest level and go for it. Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, I no longer going to support y'all showing that you levels above your opponent in the ring and then coasting to win. I'm not going to credit any coasting. I'm not going to credit any coasting. If you show me that you are levels above your opponent and trying to coast and not take the risk because you're afraid that you may get caught, you're out of the list. I want to see, that's it. Guys like Naoya Inoue sets the tone. Usyk sets the tone. Bivol sets the tone. Bam Rodriguez sets the tone. David Benavidez. If you have David Benavidez number 1, I'm all right with y'all. I might have to even put David Benavidez up because I believe that he is what boxing needs. And I think all hands got to be on deck. I might have Benny 3, Shakur 4. I'm dropping Usyk down, Ortiz down, moving Fundura up, but the names is the right name. Thank you, Queso. Thank you, Queso. I think, and look. I'm thinking about this, folks. I even want to put Keyshawn Davis on the list because he's also a guy that is doing what I believe the sport needs. He fits the right criteria to be on the pound for pound list. And if I could put Virgil Ortiz without him winning a world title, I should put Keyshawn Davis. I just don't know really because I still like Virgil Ortiz's resume. And I like how he performs and he goes out there to get his opponent out of there. Boots, I like how Boots fight too. Devin did drop Brian Norman Jr., but I don't like that coasting shit. And Shakur Stevenson did beat Teofimo Lopez, in which I said if Shakur Stevenson beats Teofimo Lopez, I will have him on my top 3. But the thing is, David Benavidez and these guys are performing too good. I gotta credit performance. I'm not gonna support any coasting no more. I want to put Keyshawn Davis in. I don't know who to take out. Because Keyshawn Davis is a guy that also I've been supporting since before he turned pro. And I like his style. See, the thing is, Queso, is that Bam Rodriguez beat Cuadras. He stepped up. He beat Rumvaside. He wasn't supposed to fight these guys. He retired Sonny Edwards. He stopped Juan Francisco Estrada, a future Hall of Famer. So his resume and his performances, in my opinion, for the most part, has been better, more suitable for pound listing. Put it that way. It's more suitable to my criteria. Bam Rodriguez got a good resume. Remember, Bam Rodriguez stepped up in division to take the fight. David Benavidez is just something that we need, man. We need to crown this man. He's everything this sports need, man. He's gonna save. He's saving this. But I'm no longer going to just put people on the pound for pound list because just the accomplishment. No, it's performances. And if another elite fighter is performing better, because to be honest, I think that fighters like Bam and fighters like David Benavidez, they could do and they could coast. They have the ability to coast. You know, Usyk has the ability to coast. He's fast, he's athletic. He could do the same thing these other guys are doing. Look at Usyk. Usyk is not really a knockout artist, but even Usyk has emphasized. Look at that performance versus Daniel Dubois. So even Usyk has, he's trying to reinvent himself. Look at his body right now. He said, Low Nose Boxer said, Virgil and Keyshawn on the pound for pound list is ridiculous. Yeah, whatever your criteria is, Low Nose, I have a new criteria. Primarily is performances at the highest level. I don't want nobody coasting. I don't want nobody taking stepping off the gas. No. Punch, were you a Dubois belt line guy or a low blow? I think that was a belt line. I think that Usyk did get dropped. I think that was a belt line shot. I think that was a legal shot. I think Usyk did play possum. But Daniel Dubois should have stood discipline. And I think that his mental was stuck on that position. He never He never got out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he was still emotionally stuck that the referee didn't give him the knockdown or the stoppage. And Usyk rewired and adjusted and got him out of there. That's why they were supposed to be a rematch. But I do think that Dubois did stop Usyk. I think that was belt line. I think that was a legal shot. What you think? I thought that was legal. I was rocking with Dubois on that one. Keyshawn and Virgil don't have the resume. I don't give a fuck about that, bro. I don't care. Oh, yeah, nah, he dominated him after the second, was just trying to throw slick. Yeah, Lo, I don't care. You have your pound for pound list. I have mine. I don't care. I want destruction. I want performance. Yeah, I say legal. That was legal. But Usyk came right back and made sure that that's not going to be questionable. He showed it after that in the same fight, and he showed it in the rematch. And let's not forget, Dubois had great momentum going into that fight. Dubois had great momentum going to the Usyk fight. I was thinking about that Lono's boxing, Abdullah Mason. I'm telling you, I'm going to get those guys in. But at the moment, I can't take these guys out. Abdullah Mason is right there, probably number 11. I'm going with performances. I said that, we need to captivate the imagination, the emotions of the boxing fans. And I could see, I like what Shakur has done. He's one of my favorite fighters as well. But the more that I analyze that fight with Tio, I agree with Andre Ward and Terrence Bud Crawford. Why you ain't go for the knockout? No, I'm done with, not on my time. You're not. If your level's above your opponent, then I see it as you can't knock out an easy opponent. You already show levels. You already was whitewashing Tio. Why you ain't go for it? Devin Haney, you whitewashing Brian Norman Jr. Why you guys don't? What is it? I mean, you could show that you skillfully better than the other fighter throughout, and you winning every round, but no. So I got to credit guys like a David Benavidez, Bam Rodriguez, because these guys are just not going to outbox you. They're gonna show you should never be in the ring with me. They trying to take your soul away. He said, in the case of Devin, that chin. Yeah. But hey, it's not our fault that these other guys got chins. And put it this way, even if he doesn't got a chin, we seen, Uwe get dropped. Hey, we need to see the character. Uwe still puts himself out there. Bam Rodriguez fought with a broken jaw and won. Uwe fought with a cracked orbital bone versus Nonito Donaire and still won. That's character right there. We seen other fighters quit. He cracked his orbital bone. I gave Devin a pass for fighting scared because he has a glass jaw. And that's not it, but that's not our fault. So we can't devalue somebody else because Devin has a glass jaw. You know what I'm saying? We gotta credit those that do got a jaw, or we gotta credit those that weather the storm. I think that Devin Haney was answering good. After he was getting dropped by Ryan Garcia, he didn't show like he was running or nothing like that. But it is what. But that fight with Jose Ramirez really, I like the Brian. I knew he was gonna do that to Brian Norman Jr. But I'm gonna look at the other guys. What are they doing? And pound for pound now, I mean, you could be in the good technical list. Should I do a top 10 technical list? But pound for pound, it's gonna be. I'm gonna give Devin and Shakur a chance. But the emerge of Abdullah Mason, the emerge of who else? Even if Kid Austin comes out with another performance like he did versus Tevin Farmer, I want knockouts. That's it. I'm the consumer. I want to see people go for it. How would it be, Dev be, if they pulled out of the Bryan fight? Yeah, it still would have been bad. It would have been bad. But we would have hold a lot of people would have hold Ryan Garcia accountable as well, because he was acting up on that weigh-in, drinking the beer and all that stuff. But I think the people, you know, it doesn't. People got the fan base. People just people got. Hey, yo, Devin just got a lot of haters and stuff like that. People would have been like he was a coward. That's what people would have been saying. Well, it's my list. What's you got to put, hey, yo, Lono Box, you got to push your list. Let's add Ryan to the list also and Rolly. Hey, nah, I got my list and my list is set, but I want to put Ryan Garcia as well. Probably going to put Ryan Garcia. I was thinking about that, putting Ryan Garcia. Putting Ryan Garcia. Yeah, now it's about entertaining. Yes. No more little technical, no little pop shot. I don't give a damn about that. Yeah, it's all basura. Go. I don't want to see it televised. I keep it consistent, Lonos, but it's just like I said, we're rigging down. Russell, what's up, rigging down? He should not be televised. I don't care how good, skillful you are. No, man, I want to see destruction. But, ladies and gentlemen, y'all already know, man, we're going to cut this one. Tomorrow, we're going to be another live and stuff like that. Also, going to go live this Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Birthday bash. I never did a live for birthday and stuff like that. But, of course, I want to, you know, do it live and spend it with the people that support the channel and stuff like that. Y'all already know, man. God first, everything second. Fight plus survive equals true champions. Like I always say, the best investment you can make in your life is have God in your heart. Hope everybody's doing well. Health is doing great. You know what I'm saying? Strengthening your mind, your spirit, your soul, physically, mentally, all of that. Shout out to Lono's Boxing, my brother. Queso in the building. Shout out to Queso, man. Hope everything's doing great with you and the health is doing better and better. Always have you on my prayers. And everybody else, man. Y'all already know, man. Love y'all. Tomorrow we back at the same time, 8 o'clock, 7:45, 8 o'clock, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, depending where the kids, they sleep early or not. Love y'all. God bless, and on to the next.